All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Of course, tonight we are going to be talking about hashtag Serbisyo Sabado, and we're back with another episode. And tonight we are going to be talking about education, right? Because we have always been talking about several mainstream things, and I have been really obsessed with non-mainstream, always going against the tides so that, just to prove a point that we have so many things that we can actually talk about that it's not being talked about in the mainstream. So we are going to be talking about these topics on my channel. So tonight, again, we are going to be talking about education. How do teachers really perceive the new normal education? And of course, before that, I'd like to greet everyone. Good evening po sa inyong lahat. Magandang gabi. Mas maganda pa sa Ayan po. Thank you so much for constantly supporting my page. I was absent last night. I know. I'm so sorry sa mga nag-aantay. Okay lang naman. Nabawasan lang ng konting ganda yung gabi ninyo kagabi. Pero I'm pretty sure you had a really fun night last night. So hopefully, you had a really happy Friday. I was absent yesterday kasi I had a lot of things to do. Like, I actually slept at like 4 in the morning na kanina. Sobrang dami talagang work. Pero syempre, I'm not complaining, no? Ang pinaka-importante sa mga panahong ito ay may maayos tayong trabaho, may maayos tayong mga buhay, ganyan. Kasi nga ang dami-dami nang nangyayari sa paligid natin. Ang pinaka-importante, we are grateful about the things that we have. So kahit na sobrang busy, huwag magreklamo, okay? Pagka busy ka, pagod ka, pahinga ka lang, pero wag susuko, di ba? Okay, mapapagod pero hindi pwedeng sumuko. Yan dapat yung ating mga mantra these days. And of course, I'd like to greet everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Andyan po kayong lahat. Good luck, my dear. Ayun, si Miss Cherry, thank you so much for being the first to comment on our live session. Thank you, thank you. Very supportive. Si si Miss Cherry, thank you po. Ma'am Rowena, thank you so much for tuning in. And again, Ma'am Ma'am Cherry, thank you so much for the tag. Sir Joseph, ayan, alam mo dapat talaga, totoo ka diyan 'no, dapat meron ng CPD. Dapat ipetisyon ko na lahat ng episodes ko merong CPD unit. Hello, hashtag PRC, paki-ano naman kami, paki-accredit naman kami sa CPD para tuwing Serbisyo Sabado, yung mga nanonood na mga constant supporters of this channel, dapat daw merong CPD units kasi yung mga kagaya ng mga audience natin ngayon, lahat yan may mga lisensya o tapos magre-renew. 'Di ba? At nanonood din naman sila, nagko-contribute sila sa conversation. So dapat meron din tong CPD, no? Kailangan ko sumulat nito sa PRC. Thank you so much sa mga nag-message sa akin about that. That's a very good point. Maybe we can because it's also very informative and we are also talking about certain professions. So maybe okay, I'll explore on that. Thank you sa mga nag-message sa akin about the CPD unit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, once again, good evening, everyone. If it's your first time on my channel, I'm very happy and excited to welcome you all because hashtag Serbisyo Sabado is all about government agencies. Okay, we are highlighting different government agencies para mas maintindihan natin ano nga ba yung mga ginagawa nila, ano rin yung mga challenges nila. Yan talaga yung pinaka-purpose ng Serbisyo Sabado. So if you're new to my page, hello there. I'm Ivorine. By profession, I'm a licensed real estate broker. So just like our guests tonight and the people who are on the audience tonight, 'di ba? Yung mga nasa audience natin diyan, alam ko puro kayo mga licensed teachers din. Salamat sa inyong suporta. So yes, by profession, I'm a licensed real estate broker. I'm a motivational speaker and I'm also a writer. So marami pang in between yan, paminsan-minsan nag-aartista ako. De, joke lang. Kasi ang dami kong kinukulit. Okay, so for branding purposes, real estate broker, motivational speaker, and also writer. So thank you for constantly supporting my page. And if you're new to my channel, please, please, please post where you're watching from, say your highs and hellos, so that I can also acknowledge you on my channel and also welcome you and say hi and also get to know you. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And of course, let me also introduce our topic for tonight. It's actually Serbisyo Sabado. Our topic for tonight is New Normal Education Through the Eyes of a Teacher. And our guest speaker for tonight is obviously a teacher. So let me introduce him. Okay, let me just move to the next slide. Okay. So our guest speaker for tonight is a teacher. He's a teacher three and a guidance counselor in senior high school in the Regional Science High School for Region 2. And he's also a co-author of the Fundamentals of Logic, okay, and a co-author of the Introduction to Philosophy of the Human Person, okay. Actually, sobrang na-starstruck ako nung nalaman kong siya pala yung isa sa mga authors ng mga books na nagpahirap sa akin nung college. Hindi, joke lang, sir. Okay? So, sobrang nakaka-starstruck pag nakakamit ako talaga ng mga authors. So, hindi ko na patatagalin to. Sir Efren, ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Sir Efren. Hello, sir. Good evening.
Oh, ma'am. Good evening. Good evening po, ma'am.
Kamusta po kayo, sir?
Very fine, ma'am. I'm very excited for this very informal conversation.
Thank you so much, sir. Pinakauna, sir, gustong-gusto ko talaga magpasalamat po sa inyo kasi pinaunlakan niyo po ang aming invitation through Miss Evie. Thank you so much. Andiyan po siya sa audience tonight. Ayan, hello. Thank you so much po, Miss Evie, from the Regional Science High School for Region 02. Ayan, thank you po for making tonight's episode possible. So through Miss Evie, I was able to meet si Sir Efren. Kaya thank you po sa inyong pagpapaunlak at thank you kay Miss Evie for making this episode possible. Okay, and also we would like to, ayan, yung mga bumabati po sa inyo sa audience, of course, very supportive si Miss Cherry and si Miss Edlin. Good evening po, Madam. Thank you so much for watching tonight's episode. So sir, syempre hindi po ako muna pupunta sa interview natin for tonight. Gusto ko muna kayong kamustahin. Kamusta naman po ang semester po, no? I mean, patapos na po ba? Tama po ba?
Yes, we are towards the end of the school year, ma'am. So by July, we will culminate now the school year for 2020-2021.
Sorry, sir. Medyo humihina po yung audio natin, sir. Ayan.
Yeah.
Apo.
Okay na po.
Ayan, better, sir.
Yeah, I'm discussing a while back regarding this. We are towards the end of the school year na for 2020-2021. So we are busy
Ayan.
preparing for the commencement exercise virtual of our students in the Regional Science High School. So we are currently undergoing pictorials of our students and those important things to be prepared for their graduation and for moving up for grade 10.
Ayun. So, headed towards the end because you know, when I was in grade school, I remember that the end of the school year is March. So at
Yeah.
this point, it already ends by July, and then the start po, sir, is September. Tama po
Uh,
ba?
there is no final yet, no. Some
Ah,
are saying that we will start on August, but last year kasi we started October na because of the cases of COVID, no. So we started late. That's why we culminate the school year late. We are still waiting for the final decision of the Department of Education when we shall start or when we shall start this the school year 2021 2022.
I see. So, inaantay pa rin pala, sir. So, question, sir, wala pa po tayong physical classes, no? I mean, wala ding info about it if we are going to, kumbaga, go back to physical classes?
Uh, for this time, ma'am, no definite mandate yet, but we are pretty much sure that because of the increasing case of COVID, no, and I suspect that by next year wala pa pong face to face. Wala pa pong
I
face to face.
see. Okay. So that's how it works now. Talagang mahirap po mag-physical classes, no? By the way, also for the transparency purposes, I'm also an educator, by the way, sa mga audience po natin, kaya I'm very passionate about education. I'm also an educator, but for adult learning. So, Kaya I'm very passionate about education, especially to the ones who are new to my channel. You've probably seen, you haven't probably met me or whatever, but you can definitely browse some of the previous videos para you also get to know us and the people that I have previously interviewed. Kaya very passionate po ako sa education because I'm also an educator myself. And sir, namin nga, I belong to a family of educators. Okay,
That's
talagang marami po sa family ko ang teacher. My mom is a teacher. Tapos I have several aunts, uncles who are also teachers. So talagang very ano ko, very close to my heart ang education. So sir, sisimulan ko rin po yung question, sir. Kwentuhan niyo naman po kami, sir, ng konting background lang po of the transition. Kasi, sir, I believe lahat po, karamihan po sa atin, no, we didn't do online learning before. So, kwentuhan niyo po kami ng konting parang from your perspective, how did it change from physical to ano po, to online classes? Ano po yung naging parang kayo po, ano yung initial reaction ninyo?
actually, ma'am, no? Yes, to be honest, I just want to flash back so the audience can have idea on how I became a teacher. Actually, I'm a former seminarian, no? So I studied in the seminary. That's why I enrolled two courses, no? First is AB Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy. I really wanted to become priest then, so that's why I continued to the regional seminary for my proper course, that is theology, no? And I'm towards the end of the 10 years formation to become a priest. And they sent me out of the seminary. Then there is this good priest who heard of my case that I'm out of the seminary. He invited me to go to that Catholic school he is working, and they immediately hired me because they are in dire need of a teacher of philosophy and teacher in religion. Then I dedicated myself teaching in that Catholic institution for 10 years before my entry to DepEd, no? And 3 years pa lang ako sa DepEd when this pandemic came. In the advent of
Oh,
ano na eh. So I'm used into college instruction, ano? Then I am into transition when I entered DepEd for high school, for senior high school. I'm still in my adjustment period when the advent of this pandemic, and I find it very difficult as a teacher, no? Transition to adult learning to high school learning. Then ito pa, pumutok
tas
itong
online.
online na. And it's very hard. It's very challenging actually. So, well, we teachers, we educators, we're very resilient. No? We can adapt to
That's true.
the call of the time, the call of learning, and all these things. And my transition from college to high school is again challenging. Then, well, we can adjust immediately because of our skills as an educator. No, you can relate to what I'm saying, ma'am. Now, but the
Yes,
problem is in the advent of this pandemic, there is a 180 degrees turnabout of approach from uh, from the old style to the new style,
that's
from the
true.
old skin to new skin of wine. So it's hard. No? It's very difficult, especially on my part as a teacher. So, alam mo, nag-enjoy ako pag face-to-face as a teacher,
That's
as
true.
an educator, no? In argumentation, in exchange of ideas, in a
That's
very
true.
informal conversation with our learners, and especially in our school, Regional Science High School, wherein all of our students there are screened. And I mean, this is not to brag, but our learners are, well, they are good mentally, no? Because they are screened
Yes.
to all applicants. Then nahihiya ka pa nga pumapasok sa classroom and you are not prepared of your topic. And then most of the time, so hindi natatapos yung lesson namin, yung prepared lesson plan because of their eagerness to learn a lot, especially in my course in philosophy, no? And in other, I mean, they love engaging into arguments and debates. Now, nawala yung bigla eh. I mean, in the advent of in the advent of this pandemic, nawala yung face-to-face. And, well, nahirapan kami ng todo doon, especially as a teacher. Yun po.
That's true. That's true. I can totally relate with you. Like ako personally as an educator, I kind of feel very challenged. Although I'm not putting the spotlight on me because I have high respect. I have the highest respect for people who are teaching in from grade school up until college kasi talagang sobrang bawat level, iba-iba talaga yung level ng pagod din. And mas mahirap actually magturo. By the way, sa mga hindi po teachers sa audience natin ngayon, mas sobrang mahirap po magturo sa mga younger minds kaysa sa adult learners. As in totally different. Like I cannot imagine myself teaching sa high school or sa grade school kasi talagang ibang klaseng level ng patience. I'm
Yes,
I mean, 'di ba? When I was in high school, oh my God, I cannot imagine how patient my teachers were. Grabe talaga. So anyway, considering that, I mean, dahil nga syempre iba yung attitudes nito, tapos mga teenagers to, ganyan. So mas challenging, tapos bigla mo pang nilagay sa online. So you can just imagine um how do you handle teenagers in a room, in an online class, 'di ba? So, yeah, para mabigyan lang natin ng pictures, ng bigger picture or better picture, yung mga nanonood na non-teacher. Okay, and again, the purpose of this show is really to raise an awareness about the struggles also of teachers, no? Amidst the pandemic. Kasi parang walang nagsasalitang mga teacher about their own struggle. Parang maraming nagrereklamo about online learning, but we never heard from teachers. That's exactly why we have Sir Efren tonight. Okay, and also gusto lang po nating batiin yung mga nanonood po sa audience natin. Thank you so much. Sir Tayag, thank you so much. He's watching from Bataan. Ayan, si Sir Emmanuel, thank you so much for watching. Ma'am Likudan, thank you so much. Ayan, Miss Janet, thank you, thank you. Ayan, thank you so much for being on the audience tonight. And again, we really encourage you to please interact with us kasi yun po yung advantage ng live stream. Pwede po kayong magtanong. Huwag po kayong magtanong. Okay. Sir, ano po yung pinaka significant change? Well, aside from obviously the platform, no? Pero ano yung pinaka significant change na napansin po ninyo from from the shift from physical class tapos biglang naging online class? Ano po yung parang naging changes no, not only sa inyo po but also sa behavior din ng mga estudyante?
definitely, no? For me, the most significant change na napansin namin, no? I generalize na lang because we shared similar observations with my fellow teachers. No? Yung significant change lang because of this transition from the old normal to the new normal is yung how do you call this one? More into it's focused into uh, sa instruction kasi ma'am yung sa instruction kakaiba. Uh, for example, doon sa delivery of the content of the subject. So yung before that, we have the complete learning competencies, no? And now biglang nag-shift sila ng modular, no? Nagbigay
Yes.
sila ng setup, new setup or in before the start of the school year during crisis, ma'am, no? They selected good good teachers to craft the module that is to be printed for our learners. Now, uh, we conducted survey in our school kung ano ba dapat ang gusto, ano yung mas convenient sa mga learners na
Right.
na na, na modality to give to cater the learning. No, some are into printed, some also into online, but few towards the end of this school year medyo kumonti yung online because of the the challenging the challenging workload of
Yeah.
module, no? So it's a transition. It created it creates an impact, especially on the acceptance of our learners because of the dami ng volume na pinapagawa ng module. Remember, isang estudyante, the estudyante is asked to complete the module for a week, ganyan-ganyan, and in every
Oh.
meron pang in every subject 10 modules yan, and there are a lot of activities in every specific topic to do. Then not only activities, but there are also daily logs, the reflections that are required for them. So in one way or the other, it affects their disposition, and yung doon pa lang nahihirapan sila ng todo. And for the part of our teacher also, the preparation of the modules is very challenging. Alam nyo, mga teachers, I give
Yes.
a lot to teachers. We produce the module. Remember, no, sa dami ng estudyante namin, we have to spend extra hours in the school printing these modules sa Xerox ng aming school. Then when we go home, we use our personal printers to continue printing the modules. And then, well, in the first quarter of our school year, talagang most of our times were spent to the school aids. So doon pa lang sa
That's
transit,
so true.
abang ka
That's
na.
so true. I totally agree. I mean, I can imagine, no? Because again, para po sa mga non-teachers po na nanonood, share ko lang po sa inyo, no, in support to what Sir Efren is saying. Alam niyo po ba na ang paggawa lang ng exam, yung paggawa lang ng, let's say, 20-item exam, it takes me hours to do that. Because you really have to carefully think about the questions. Like, baka mamaya yung questions mo parang hindi siya tugma sa answer, or baka yung questions mo parang masyado siyang common sense na parang give away mo na yung answer. Kasi 'di ba sir, ganun yun eh. Hindi po
Yes.
pwede na yung questions mo parang sana hindi ka na nagtanong kasi obvious na yung sagot, parang gano'n. So talagang kailangan mo siyang pag-isipan. So, as an educator, it's really challenging. That part pa lang yung paggawa pa lang ng quiz. Let's say quiz pa lang, 20-item quiz, takes me, let's say, 2 to 3 hours to think about that. Tapos, I cannot imagine, lalo na kung gagawa ka ng module. Kasi yung module na yan, tapos yung module na yan, it's not only like, parang let's say one page or 2 pages. Kasi module siya eh. So usually, how many pages po ba, sir? Para lang po may idea tayo sa pages ng module. Let's say
Uh,
a typical module.
in one subject, we will prepare 10 modules, no? 8 weeks. 8 weeks per
Okay.
subject. So, per subject, 8 weeks yan. So, yung ginawa kasi nila is from the competencies, they trim down to most essential learning competencies lang, because there are a lot of competencies identified each subject then before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because of the
Mm-hmm.
pandemic, they trimmed down the learning competence identified learning competencies to most essential learning competencies, so that we can just offer what is essential, and those other learning competencies na connected naman, medyo naulit-ulit lang, they silence that because it cannot cater actually. Kung ibigay lahat, talaga mas maraming module. So, bawat subject, we prepare 8 modules because 8 weeks that comprises the whole quarter. So, sa high school,
Right.
like quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. So, bawat module, umaabot yan ng 20 to 30 pages. Sa
Dami.
SL lang, sa self-learning module lang. Hindi pa kasali yung learning activity sheet. So,
Okay. Iba pa
kung
yon.
Iba pa
Separate.
yun, iba pa yun. Now, kung you have, for example, you have 40 students in a class, okay, in one section. So, bawat estudyante yan, meron silang 8 subject. So, can you imagine now how many pages you produce as a teacher?
Oh
So,
my gosh, ang dami.
yes, you have
Okay,
to.
tapos ito, kailangan mo pang i-check yon. So, babalik sa inyo yun, sir, no? So, for example, ang class size natin, sir, is most of the time is like 40 to 50. Tama po ba?
Yeah, we maintain 40 to 45 in our school.
I see. So, 40 to 45. And then, syempre, check ninyo yon yung outputs nila. So, yung 45 na yon babalik sa inyo yon.
Yes, yes, yes. Even in the distribution, ma'am, challenging na. You know why?
Grabe.
In our school, for example, the Regional Science High School, most of our students are not really around the locality, no? Because this is regional school, Regional Science High
So, may
School.
far-flung areas.
We have students as far as Cagayan, as far as Bayombong, and the problem of distributing the printed modules is it entails sacrifice already. So what we did in our plan sa school is we identified the drop points na, for
I
example,
see.
we identify, for example, for me, I'm from Ilagan, so I'll be in charge of the Ilagan learners. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
take all the printed modules from their advisors and I'll deliver to identified drop points that is announced to all parents of Ilagan learners. Then the parents will go there to the drop points and get the module. At the end of the week, for example, we give the module on Monday, then they have to submit the modules, the answered learning activity sheets doon sa drop points on Friday. And I'll get that and bring that to the school. Then we teachers, we have the deposit room there in the classroom wherein we submit all the collected answered modules. Then may mag-classify dun by grade and by section, and you advisor will get all the modules and of course check all their modules weekly for
Parang,
monitoring and for checking the development. So dun
grabe,
pala,
sir. Kinukwento nyo palang napagod na ako. Seryoso. So, sir, kindly enlighten me on this. Kayo po yung nagde-deliver because you said you are identifying a drop-off point. So, meaning, let's say, that's 45 students or let's say 40 students, 45 students. Ibig sabihin, sir, dala-dala ninyo yung lahat ng modules na yon tapos dadalhin nyo doon sa area kung saan yung drop-off.
yes, ma'am. For example, in our school, no, uh, we were grouped by cluster, no. There are a group of teachers that are in charge of the southern part of Isabela. So as far as Echage and Bayombong, ganyan, uh, we will identify who are our learners on these particular municipalities, no, nearby Echage. Echage is one of the municipalities in the southern part of Isabela. Then municipalities nearby Echage, we identify learners, our learners from this area. Now, may grade 7 yan, may grade 8 up to grade 12 yan na learners na nandun. So what we'll do is,
Mm-hmm.
after getting all the list of our learners from that particular area, we will segregate, we will categorize their modules, no? We put in the box wherein nandun na yung grade 7, grade 8 up to grade 12. Then a cluster of teacher will bring that to Echage, dun sa identified drop-off points namin. Then kukunin yun ng mga parents because of course our learners cannot go out because of the uh,
Yes.
ng IATF, no? So the parents will get that and they will bring that home and they will ask their daughters and sons to go over
The
the
answer.
module. They
Mm-mm.
answer it. Then Friday they have to return that answered module dun sa drop-off points namin. And yung assigned teacher dun will go there and get the module and he will give the week 2. He will get the week 1, he will retrieve the week 1 and he will in exchange he will
Get
give them
get the week 1, tas give the week 2 naman.
again. And
So,
if
parang kaliwaan. O, pag tapos ka na, ito naman, yung kasunod.
yes. And the parents will go there Friday and
OMG.
they get again. And they will do that in other clusters, no? Some of us they go to the north. Ako na for City of Ilagan, I'll be in charge of that. So
Mhm.
I'm bringing modules weekly sa Ilagan, sa City of Ilagan, a number of we have 20 learners, 20 plus
Mhm.
learners. And we'll do that, no? All of us are working, and the problem pa dito is most of our learners are in far-flung municipalities wherein not reachable. At the same time, they experience localized lockdown. They cannot get immediately their module, no, and they
Their
cannot learn
modules.
module. That's why they are trying to reach us and ask for consideration. And the school is very understanding naman. We give
Mm.
consideration to these learners kasi
Right.
nahihirapan sila. Yun po,
That's true.
ganun po ang
Oh my
kwento
God.
ng pisyo ng
Okay.
baboy.
Sorry sir, first time ko kasi talaga 'tong marinig and I'm pretty sure sa mga non-teachers out there at siyempre sa mga walang anak na pinapaaral, ganyan, siguro first time din nila 'tong marinig. First time ko 'tong marinig sir and I'm really so grateful that I invited you tonight. Sobrang grateful ako kasi we are shedding light to a very important aspect of our society that maybe hasn't been seen by most of us. Like people like me who don't, of course, who don't have kids, 'di ba? Or who do not, who do not have sisters or brothers who are still going to school. Hindi namin to masyadong nararamdaman. Pero, raising an awareness about these sacrifices that you're doing, oh my God, talagang nagtatayuan yung balahibo ko ngayon. I really salute the teachers. Lahat po ng teachers na nasa audience natin tonight, sa lahat po ng mga manonood ng replay nito, sobrang saludo po ako sa lahat ng ginagawa niyo para sa ating mga learners. Ito po yung literal na tinatawag nating hashtag para sa bayan. Kung meron man pong mga modern day heroes, talagang teachers po talaga, kasama po talaga kayo doon. Kayo po ang isa sa top 10 modern heroes of our time, no. Basahin lang po natin yung comment from Miss Nita. Teachers are really versatile in all aspects. Saan mo man ilagay, kaya yan. Madiskarte sa lahat ng propesyon. Sa ngayon, naging artista na sila sa ATV and RBI lessons. Their selfless services in printing, sorting, delivering, and retrieving modules and LAS are very commendable. They are living heroes when it comes to molding our youths. Napi salute, dear teachers. From Sir Joseph. By the way, Sir Joseph is also one of our strong supporters of our channel. Ano rin siya, licensed teacher, licensed nurse, and a firefighter. Salute to all teachers sa lahat ng sakripisyo nila ngayong pandemic para lang magawa nila obligasyon para sa mga students nila. Um, Salamat sa serbisyong may puso at malasakit. And again, sobrang grabe. I can barely imagine how hard it must be, not only for our learners and for the parents, but also for the teachers who are doing this. Grabe, isipin niyo, ito lang, yung pagbuhat nga ng, let's say, 3, 4 na pirasong mga module, mabigat na. So just imagine kung meron kang 40, tapos gagawin mo 'to every single week, tapos bukod dun sa physical mong pagod, magbabasa ka pa, iche-check mo pa. So gano'n gano'n kahirap yung ginagawa ng ating mga teachers. Okay,
Just want,
so
just want to add, no?
yes po, sir.
In our school, we are fortunate because, well, our school is located in a very good environment, no? But compared
Yeah.
to sa amin, nahihirapan pakinggan mo pa lang yung
Oo,
sharing ko, nahihirapan na kayo. But
parang na-stress na ako.
in the schools division of Isabela, we have schools that are in a far-flung areas. We're in, for example, my niece, my wife, no, she's teaching in a place in a particular school in our division, wherein no signal of cell phone. Okay,
Oh.
learners are scattered. No, they are in the hilly part of
Mhm.
our locality. Now, no cell phone, no internet. That's why when he goes to school, I cannot contact her. And one time, no, man, most often than not, no, I go with him, I go with her, I accompany her, and especially monitoring her learner. And elementary siya, no, elementary teacher siya. They go to school. Not only my wife, no? They go to school, and after that they go to do house visitation to their learners and look at the place. No, their houses are scattered in the hilly part of Tumawini. Then they go there. Kung wala yung estudyante nila, they work somewhere in the farm. They go into the farm, and yung iba pa,
Oh,
tina-travel by boat ang mga modules, so just to reach out the learners. No, very fortunate na nga kami sa school where I am, where I belong, no? We're in, well, we have cars to bring the modules there in our identified learners. Though malalayo kami, mahirap na yun, pero sila, no? Going to school is challenging na, and traveling and bringing the modules to their scattered learners, no, it's like looking for the lost ship. And yun pala.
grabe.
And not only in Isabela, there are other schools, no, yung mga iba nga
Yeah, across the Philippines.
they travel, especially teachers in the coastal area. They have to walk. They have
Mm.
to walk hours just to reach this school. Most of the teachers are sleeping already in this school. They cannot go back anymore. They go back once a week. Look at their struggles, no? Fortunate pa nga kami sa Regional Science High School because we are into our school is located near the population. But can you imagine how tremendous the sacrifices of the teachers, especially during this pandemic.
Grabe. Grabe,
Mm,
sir. I mean, ako ini-imagine ko pa lang, sir, seryoso 'to, ini-imagine ko pa lang napapagod na ako. How much more dun sa mga talagang nai-experience 'to every single day, every single week. So, kayo, sir, sinasabi niyo yang pagod ninyong yan masuwerte pa kayo. So, how
yeah,
much more nga naman yung mga tao na talagang far-flung yung far-flung areas kagaya niyo, walang signal. How do you inform the student that you're already there? Wala kang choice, pupuntahan mo para ibigay yung mga modules. So sa mga nanonood po, no, lalong-lalo na po sa mga parents po out there, talagang we also really have to work with the teachers din. Talagang napakahirap ngayong panahong 'to. I mean, kung mahirap noon yung physical classes para sa mga learners, mas mahirap ngayon triple para sa lahat. Not only po, I mean, if we are looking at our own personal struggles, parang parang ngayong naririnig ko po, sir, yung mga struggles po ng mga teacher, parang bigla ko talagang na-realize wala talaga akong karapatang magreklamo na pagod ako. Alam mo yon yung ganong feeling na parang ang dami talagang taong sobrang nahihirapan pero still 'di ba nakaka-inspire na you are still doing this not only not only para sa band but for your learners kasi syempre you have this passion for helping this learners so that they can finish also their studies amidst the pandemic. Ayun. So sir, another thing is, siyempre gusto po nating malaman, ano po yung natutunan ninyo? Kasi I know it's been a struggle, it's really challenging. But 'di ba sabi natin, sir, kapagka the more na nahihirapan tayo, the more na mas marami tayong natututunan. So sir, ano po yung mga learnings po na gusto po ninyong i-share sa amin as a teacher po who's faring through this pandemic?
yeah. I would like to share two things, no. Yung first thing is yung pagiging resilient ng isang teacher, and pagiging creative ng isang teacher, especially this challenging pandemic, no?
Mhm.
Creativity, ang ganda eh. Despite of the I mean, few materials provided for teacher to produce modules, no? Alam nyo, hindi ito, not to pin down, no? Not to pin down the department, no? The department is caught uh, caught with I mean the moment of no preparation because of this pandemic. When in the advent of pandemic, walang naka-prepare on this, and
That's true.
and still, no, because of the desire of the Department of Education to continue learning, no various can stop learning, no various
That's
can
true.
start to bring the torch to our learners. That's why they continued this school year. And despite of the reality na wala talagang prepared modules, na wala, kulang ang budget, kulang ang production, ang supply, here comes the creativity of teachers, no? Here comes the resiliency of the teachers. No, di na, share ko sa inyo, no? Teachers are dedicating their extra time for for the
Yeah.
production of modules. Then, I mean, may ma-offend siguro sa sasabihin natin na even teachers spending their personal money to buy, no? To buy bond papers, mga ganyan. or kung kasi yung mga supplies from other, no, from 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 the office hindi enough, we have to finish the module because we have to just delete it. we have to we have to distribute the module. And of course, napakaganda. Teachers are giving their best together with our external stakeholders. Salute din ako sa external stakeholders natin. The LGU, the,
Yeah.
the, of course, the DepEd high officials. They are very, alam ko, mahirap. We are put into a situation wherein we are not ready. Parang hindi tayo Boy Scout
That's
nung
true.
bumita yung pandemic eh. Number one, creativity. And yung iba nga, kahit mga most of the teachers, no, I'm very lucky because I belong to well, nasa Generation X siguro, Generation Z siguro, wherein I'm good into computer. But look at most, there are many teachers that are not good in computer. They are not
I
good.
agree.
They're not gifted. They are not aligned, or they are not oriented
They
to
are not ready, parang ganon.
ready. And still,
Yeah.
no, in the school, no, they conducted training on how to use Google Classroom, how to use Zoom, how to use Google Meet. And nakakatawa dahil yung mga about to retire ng mga teachers na hindi marunong mag-computer, hindi marunong gumamit ng mga Google Form, they are challenging themselves, no? They're challenging themselves to adapt and to be into the call of the time. Then resiliency nandyan. Kahit sobrang hirap, basta sa SDO Isabela, katulad ng sinasabi namin sa Schools Division of Isabela, hashtag walang may iwan na bata. That's why we do our best, no? We do
Aww.
our best. We do our best to help, to assist, and to share the torch of knowledge to learners. So kahit mahirap, tawa lang yan. Kahit Pilipino nga, no? Kahit anong
That's true.
dating subok din ng mga teachers diyan, no? Kahit anong pandemya ang dumarating, meron mang meron mang resources o wala, kayang-kaya yan i-provide ng isang guro. Ganun po. Yun po ang napaka-importanteng
That's so
nakita
true.
nakita ko sa especially in this pandemic.
That's so true. Actually, to be fair, no, I mean, everybody was caught by surprise. I mean, not only in the Philippines, but also across the globe. And it's really just a matter of who's doing well and who's not doing so well. Kaya talaga we really have to, really explore. And Filipinos are, I mean, we are so proud that we are Filipinos because Filipinos are not only resilient, but also creative. We are resourceful. Kapag wala, magkakameron yan. Wala pang isang araw, meron na kagad na mapoproduce yung mga yan. Alam mo, ganun tayong mga Pilipino, di ba? I also, sir, just for a background, no, I also grew up in Bicol region. I grew up in the Bicol region. And kami naman ay bagyuhin. So, mayat-maya din kami may bagyo. So, alam mo yun, kahit na brown out, kasi syempre binagyo, di ba? Pero kahit na brown out, tuloy-tuloy talaga yung pag-aaral niyan. Walang humihinto. Parang walang pwedeng huminto sa ano natin sa strong will natin na makapag-aral. At yan ang isa sa mga sobrang nakakabilib na trait ng mga Pilipino na kahit na anong mangyari, itutuloy at itutuloy natin ang edukasyon natin. And we are very proud that we are like that. And also we will not be able to make this possible without the help of the teachers. Talagang yung teachers din, kapag strong-willed ang mga teachers, 'di ba nga marami ang mga kagaya po ni, 'di ba si Helen Keller? Tama ba? Helen Keller nga ba 'yon? Yung blind, tapos blind, parang lahat ng physical disability meron siya, pero she was able to become a very good writer because of her teacher. So talagang napakalaki ng impact talaga ng teacher sa buhay ng mga tao. And that is really why talagang gusto kong marinig din ng general public yung saloobin ng mga teachers. Kaya po natin ito ginagawa. And we will also like to read a message from Miss Nita, resilience among teachers. Resilience among everyone is very much needed, supporting each and being optimistic in every endeavor. At sabi naman ni Miss Lourdes, hello everyone watching from STO Isabela. Ayan. So marami po tayong supporters from Isabela. Thank you so much po. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat dyan. And of course, please feel free to, again, to share your sentiments there. You can also share your own experiences. We will be reading them once you post them para po mas marami po ang mas maunawaan kung ano po ang pinagdadaanan din ng ating mga teachers at this point in time amidst the pandemic. Sir, may tanong din po ako, 'no. Another question that I have is, aside from being a teacher, you're also a guidance counselor. Sir, ano yung mga challenges ng mga bata along their, along their mental health? Meron po ba kayong mga naririnig na mga, challenges nila? Are they open? Do they talk to you, ganyan?
What makes me busy in the previous days is dealing with this with such serious case on mental health among our students, no. In the old normal, ang mga kaso namin in guidance office is more into bullying. You cannot
Yes,
deny that that is inevitable
yes,
to a particular campus. But this time,
yes.
well, maganda, wala nang bullying in the new normal. But the triggering and the alarming cases and issues now we are facing with our students is the untamed distress that brought about that I mean that give them impact, especially in their modules, in the workload of in the academic loads, at the same time fulfilling the requirements required for them. No, ang dami,
Mhm,
nakakalungkot, busy nga kami, especially in the guidance office. No, I am very sad to announce to you that we have the students. No, we have the students undergoing psychotherapy this time. Uh,
mm.
Most of them are, for confidentiality sake, Ma'am Ivy, I cannot reveal it to you.
Opo.
But
Yes. Let's not deep dive into that, opo, into the specific problems. Pero there really is a presence of these
yeah,
problems.
we have
Opo.
numbers. We have alarming numbers of our students. No, there are students that they lost their motivation to
Yes, I can
do
imagine.
their modules. Another is yung iba nagsusugat ng katawan, and most I have two cases in the office na attempting to tell
Mhm,
their
mhm,
stories. And
mhm.
iba talagang they are suffering from anxiety disorders and
I
panic
see.
attack. And good thing we referred this to our very close friend or licensed at the same time doctor in philosophy in psychology. And lately nga lang I received a call because I monitor this, to their parents, and I'm very happy to announce to you that one of my referrals, yung mga nirefer kong bata, is now participating and in his own
They're
pace.
better.
Uh, they
Mhm,
are now He is now completing the modules, no. Kasi I talk closely to uh, to the guidance counselor also and the psychologist, and they are now working. They have therapy now. Na ginamit niyang therapy niya is to complete the module, and very good na. And yung mga serious cases na ni-refer ko na dalawa, medyo okay na din. So and
that's
still,
nice.
dumadami, but with the help of our peer counselors in the field, because of we launched the Project Gabay actually in our school, wherein we tap the
Mhm.
peer counselors to, because I cannot
Yeah,
help them.
that's true.
Myself and ma'am, another my fellow teacher is
Mhm.
licensed registered guidance counselor, but we cannot take the 900
That's
students.
true.
That's
Oh,
why
marami.
we we established the peer counselors and peer tutors in our school, and they're quite helping their peers, and in one way or the other, they are of great help. So yun lang po sa mental health issues, madami. That's why recently we conducted a webinar on the mental health, and then we invited registered guidance counselors, doctors in psychology, to share their thoughts and it helps. Yun po ang struggle namin. And I do virtual counseling and mentoring.
Counseling. Mhm. Right. I mean, I can totally imagine that the challenges that the students are now facing are totally different from the ones that we experienced prior to the pandemic. Totally iba. Pero I agree with bullying. I mean, bullying is everywhere. Kahit sa ang campus, kahit sa ang bansa, meron talaga siyang bullying.
Yes,
Pero that was pre-COVID. And now, it took a different turn. Kasi ngayon, yung mga bata, talagang, well, ang pinakauna kasing nawala sa kanila is socialization eh. And socialization is very essential, especially for growing teenagers, di ba? Kailangan nila yan eh. Gusto nila yung nakakausap nila yung mga kaibigan nila, ganyan. And then you suddenly remove this from from the equation, and then definitely it has an effect to their mental health. And not only that, syempre yung performance din nila in school. I can just only imagine kasi I haven't really had personal, first-hand experience about students during the pandemic. But of course, I have my nieces who are going to school. Pero hindi kasi ganun ka, alam mo yun, kasi we live in a community, tapos andun lang din yung mga classmates nila. So, hindi kami, kagaya ng mga sinasabi ninyong example. So, parang hindi siya masyadong evident when you are in a community na nandoon din yung mga bata na magkakaklase. So, kasi ngayon, kagaya po sa inyong situation, talagang magkakalayo sila, and sometimes some of them don't even have the capacity to talk to each other through online kasi nga, sabi nyo nga kanina, sir, walang signal. So talagang it will definitely take a toll on people's mental health. And again, sa mga parents pong nanonood, we really have to change also our perspective about grades. Wag po tayo masyadong parang obsessed kasi 'di ba medyo obsessed tayo mga Pinoy sa grades eh. Ano natin 'yan eh, proud na proud tayo. Syempre, gano'n naman. Lahat naman siguro ng magulang nakaka-proud na mataas yung grades ng anak nila. But at this point, ang importante po is i-monitor natin yung mga anak natin. Nagma-manifest ba sila, 'di ba, sir, ng mga behaviors na medyo kakaiba? Nawawalan ba sila ng gana? And sir, pwede niyo po ba kaming kwentuhan ng very light? Yung parang ano lang ba? Parang glimpse lang. Halimbawa po ako ay isang magulang, paano ko po malalaman na ang anak ko ay parang medyo nawawalan ng gana? Kasi syempre, kumbaga, halimbawa lagi lang siyang mag-isa, ganyan. Paano ko po, ano po yung mga kumbaga red flags ko po na kailangan kong i-watch out for?
Yeah. I usually, before I start into counseling with the learners, I talk to the parents, no?
I
And my first
see.
question is, ano yung mga unusual
Mm,
behavior meron siya? Ano yung
right.
unusual na pinapakita niya? When you say unusual, these are not ordinary. No? Kilala mo naman
Right.
ang anak mo eh. Kilala mo ang anak
Right.
mo, mayahin, tapos magana kumain,
Right.
magalang, he spend his
Mm-hmm.
time properly, then masayahin siya. Then when you observe unusual behavior from your children,
Mm-hmm.
it can be also a red flag. Okay? Pagka
Uh,
nagkukulong na siya sa kwarto and he's not joining the meal
ay
and
makipag-usap, ganyan.
ayaw makipag-usap, then
Mm-hmm.
ayaw na kumain, ayaw
Mm-hmm.
wala nang ganang maglaro sa labas and nakikisalamuha,
Mm-hmm.
this can be a red flag that my advice to parents is they take they take an extraordinary effort na to encounter the child or to talk with their children because
Right.
alam mo nakakalungkot, no, most of the reports I receive from parents is well, lahat nahihirapan, especially in this pandemic. Not only our learners, even parents. Unusual from old normal to new normal. Sa old normal kasi, I mean, this is not to pin down parents, no? Pag sa parents, busy parents, they are into their work. Eh. They go home and they feel tired and they rest. Okay? Seldom they check their children, except for those parents that are children centered. But most of the parents, because of they are tired working the whole day,
Mm-mm.
when they go home, they have to go to bed directly na. And this time,
Mm.
kakaiba eh. Throughout the day, their child is with them. So,
Mm.
and another load for them is instead of working, they have to assist their children.
That's
And
true. That's true.
the parents din eh, nakakalungkot. Parang sinasabi nila, nabawasan ng trabaho ng teachers. No. Our prayer, Ma'am Ivy, is sana bumalik na sa old normal kasi sobrang hirap
That's
na hirap
true.
talaga. So,
That's
nahihirapan ng
true.
parents, nahihirapan ang teachers, mas nahihirapan
Lahat.
ang bata. Especially
That's true.
high school, no? In a learner that is in the bracket of adolescence, hindi pa yan eh. Hindi pa, mahihirapan pa yan intindihin ng sarili niya. Boom, meron pa itong pandemya na mahirap intindihin na nag-contribute sa sitwasyon nila. And that will give them an extraordinary stress or distress on their part that in one way or the other they cannot control it anymore. That will result to mental health issues. So yun po. So
That's
for parents, once you observe and once you start
anything
to
unusual.
something unusual from your sons and daughters, please take initiative of talking to
Talk
them,
to them.
talk
Mm.
to them individually, and ask them, kumustahin sila. Bakit ganito ka na? Bakit ayaw mo nang sumabay kumain? Bakit kumusta ang modules mo? Bakit addicted ka na sa online? So these are the
Mm.
things that yun lang number one. There are a lot of red flags.
Ang daming red flags. Pero ito yung pinaka-evident, sir. Yung
Yes.
anything unusual.
Yes, yes. For
Ayun. And,
example,
and,
ma'am,
and
in
also,
for
mm,
example, yung mga bata suffering from anxiety disorder, meron yung mga physical illness, sumasakit, nasusuka, sumasakit ng sikmura, nanginginig, mga
ah,
ganyan. But
ah,
they bring the child to the hospital, normal naman lahat, mga ganyan.
normal naman.
Nakakatulog paggabi, nawawalan ng ganang kumain, takot ng lumabas, umiiyak, fear of dying, mga ganyan. These are red flags na aside from
Mhm.
dun sa simpleng indicator lang that
Yes,
parents
yes.
yes.
I agree. And it's also something, sir, na it's also a reminder to parents that talaga dapat mindful tayo, no? As parents, mindful ka nung usual. Kasi,
Yes.
sir, hindi mo mapapansin yung unusual kung hindi mo alam yung usual behavior ng anak mo. So, lalong-lalo na po, syempre, hindi naman po natin maiwasan, no? Yung mga working parents, syempre, hindi naman araw-araw nakikita natin yung mga anak natin. So, siguro, ngayong pandemic, ngayon natin nakikita yung mga usual behavior. So, any deviation from those usual behaviors, yun dapat yung titingnan talaga natin. We have to be really watching out for those. May comment from Miss Nita. Sabi niya, if only we could do something to request the government to ban in the Philippines the online games, especially the ML. ML is Mobile Legend po ba?
Yes.
Yan po kasi isa sa naging balingan ng mga bata sa panahon ngayon. Ito ang isa sa nakakasira sa mga bata. Real talk po kasi may pamangkin akong muntik na nabaliw. Okay, yung mga online games nga naman, oo. Kasi medyo addictive ang mga games na ito eh. Okay, tama naman po ma'am from Sir Emmanuel. Tama naman po ma'am. Yun nga lang, hindi maiwasan ng iba ang maging grade conscious, lalo na mga grade 12. Most universities kasi ngayon wala ng entrance exam. Grades na lang ang tinitingnan kung qualified ba for admission. Okay. So wala na palang entrance exam. Of course, I'm also not aware. No,
Ma'am,
pasensya na po sa aking
yes, yes.
ignorance.
Ma'am,
Okay. So wala na po. Walang entrance.
yes, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, damang-dama namin yan sa school namin, the Regional Science High School, no? Na
I can
talaga,
imagine.
okay, competitive
Pressure.
namin eh. And they wanted, all of them, they wanted to have high honors, mga ganyan. Kasi
Mm, mm,
parents expect a lot from them, especially dyan sa performing school where I belong, no? But nakita ko yun, ina-explain ko sa kanila na one of the things, I mean, the pinaka-importante at pinaka-discover na reason why they end up into mental health issues or problems is because they pressure themselves. They pressure themselves,
yes,
especially fulfilling their grades,
yes.
completing the performance tasks asked by the teachers, mga ganyan. They do research, ganyan. And because of that, nape-pressure sila. And because of that pressure, sobrang tinanggap nila ang pressure as stress, nagiging distress na. And it will result
Hmm.
to, to mental health issue. And
Na
sinasabi ko sa kanila, don't be grade conscious. Kahit sabihin mo sa kanila na don't be grade conscious, tama po yung sabi ni ng isang viewer natin na because most of the universities this time do not require anymore
hmm.
entrance exam. That's why learners, especially grade 12, they are trying their
Kaya
best to help
nape-pressure sila.
students for them to be admitted into their desired university. Yun.
I see, ayun pala. Okay, kaya pala nape-pressure din sila. So ako personally, again, I'm not aware of this. So talagang maganda maganda po ito talaga na nagre-raise tayo ng awareness about what's going on. I mean, personally, no, see, I am very ignorant about these things. Wala na palang entrance exam. So kaya pala talagang mas nape-pressure. And also for the benefit of everyone who's watching, yung Regional Science High School po is of course adhering to super high standards kasi. Kasi ito yung mga talagang pambato ng Pilipinas sa mga international competition, national competition. Ito po yung mga product ng mga science high schools. Ayan po. So, kaya talagang kung mapapansin po ninyo, yung mga bata po dyan, talagang ano sila, pressured sila, internal pati yung pressure. Hindi galing sa mga teachers nila or sa parents nila. Minsan yung mga bata mismo, kasi syempre, itong mga batang 'to above average yung mga IQ ng mga ito, eh. So, talagang sila mismo marami din silang mga pangarap para sa sarili nila, na sa tingin nila ay gusto nila siyempreng matupad, pero sa tingin nila ito ang kumbaga this is the fastest way to go there is to really be academically, academically competitive so that they can go to their school na yung choice nila na school at kung doon nila gusto mag-aral. So talagang mataas yung pressure. So just to put things in perspective, no, kaya sinasabi ni Sir kanina na kasi talagang may pressure. Okay? Kasi pwede nating sabihin na pwede namang hindi grade conscious kasi I can relate to being grade conscious because I was also a student of a science high school during my time. Talagang nakaka-pressure talaga. Ibang klase. I swear. I mean, kahit hindi ako pine-pressure ng nanay ko, pero the moment na pumasok ako sa classroom, sa nakikita ko yung mga classmates ko, Diyos ko, parang feeling ko, parang araw-araw akong nagro-rosaryo sa pressure. Ay, from Miss Evie, Ma'am Nita Gala Palogan is a public schools district supervisor in, I don't know how to pronounce, Tumawini po ba ito?
Tumawini.
Tumawini South
South.
District. Ayan, thank you so much po, Miss Evie. And again, thank you so much for Miss Nita for being with us on the show. I'd also like to invite you, ma'am. Baka po may time po kayo. Para sa Serbisyo Sabado, invite ko rin po kayo. From Miss Cherry, mahirap talaga ang sitwasyon ng mga teachers ngayon, lalo na sa school namin kasi karamihan sa mga magulang ay elementary lang din ang natapos. Kaya hirap din silang magturo sa mga anak nila. Ang mga ibang magulang din hindi rin marunong magsulat at magbasa. Okay. Okay, so of course to those people who are living in the city, they are not kinda aware about all these things, no? So kaya po natin ito shine-share yung journey po ng mga teachers, no? Para makita rin po natin, wag po yung puro yung mga nakikita po natin mga mainstream news. Ito po ay binibigyan din po natin ng kaliwanagan na kasi ang dami po 'di ba, sir, ang dami nagsasabi na ano ba 'yan, trabaho na nga ng magulang ang buhayin yung anak, pati ba naman pagtuturo, trabaho pa ng magulang. May mga gano'n, sir, 'di ba? I mean, real
Yes,
talk
yes.
tayo dito, 'di ba?
Sinasabi pa
Pero
nila wala ginagawa ang mga teachers.
Diyos ko,
Opo.
ano ko nga 'to, sir, talagang sobrang kailangan kumbaga dapat mas maraming taong makakita po nitong video na 'to, I mean nitong live stream na 'to, para mas maintindihan lang po din, 'no? Kasi sometimes it's easier to judge when you don't know the entire, the entire picture. It's easier to judge when we only see yung side natin. Pero kailangan din natin makita yung kabilang side eh. Hindi po pwedeng yung pagod lang natin. Tignan din natin yung pagod ng iba't ibang anggulo, parang ganon. So that's exactly why we are doing this. And I'm really grateful to all those who are sharing, who are sharing their experiences as teachers. Kasi talagang importante po sa atin talaga at this point in time is magkaintindihan po tayo kung ano rin po yung pwede nating maitulong sa ating mga teachers, ganyan. Kasi again, education is parang, sabi nga nila, di ba, raising a child takes a village. So
Yes.
isang bata, parang ang daming kailangan magtulungan. So we really, really, really need to we really, really need to help each other instead of criticizing each other, judging each other, giving comments, negative comments about people who are not doing their jobs. Wag na tayong ganun. Dapat magtulungan tayo kasi ang pinaka-objective naman talaga ng education is hindi naman para sa parents or hindi naman para sa teachers eh. Para po sa ating mga learners po talaga yon. Kaya po talaga dapat tayo magtulungan. Instead na magsisihan, magbilangan ng efforts, ganyan, di po ba? Dapat magtulungan po tayo.
Yes, Ma'am
Ayan, so
Ivy.
sir, yes po sir.
Okay. Would like to recognize also the effort of some of the teachers,
Yes
especially
po.
in the schools division of Isabela, who passed away because of this COVID, no?
Ah,
Marami na pong namatay na mga guro natin sa division of Isabela because of their dedication and commitment to
yes.
serve and attend to school concerns, distributing modules.
Mm.
Okay, they actually we are one of the frontliners also,
Yes po.
giving our lives for the benefits of our learners. Now, it's sad to know that we have young teachers who really uh, they died because of the COVID-19 because of their service for the learners, no?
Oh,
Kaya hindi lang pwedeng maliitin ang
tama po.
sakripisyo
Tama.
ng mga teachers namin. And we are very fortunate, no? I mean, in Tumawini, for example, in our place, dumadami ang kaso ng COVID, no? Ng ng ng, ng COVID dito sa amin, but we go still to school, no? Very good thing because we have alternative work arrangement o tinatawag na
Yes.
awa in yung iba pumupunta nag-attend ng school thrice a week, twice a week. But may mga ibang schools kasi na mga everyday pumapasok din, especially yung mga school heads. So their attendance in school every day is critical, and they take
Yes.
risks for the sake of
Yeah.
the benefit of the learners. So salaga, no, personally, saludo ako sa sakripisyo ng mga guro, especially this time.
I totally agree. I totally agree, sir. I mean, I cannot agree even further. Grabe talaga ang hirap ng pinagdadaanan din ng mga teachers natin ngayon. May comment lang from Miss Cherry. Sana Miss Ice, ibigay na din ng DepEd ang PBB ng teacher. Sorry po, hindi ko po alam kung ano po yung PBB. Parang alam ko lang po Pinoy Big Brother. Ano po ba yung PBB?
Performance, ano ba yun? Bonus ba?
Performance-based bonus. Oo nga pala, PBB. Ayun, nananawagan po kami sa DepEd. Kaway-kaway po sa DepEd.
Eh,
Kasi ito pang,
nasa process na ata, ma'am. Nasa
nasa
process.
pa-process na. Ayan. Konting ano lang, konting pa-cute lang ng konti. Hello, DepEd. Kung nakikinig man po kayo. Okay, kasi syempre, sir, isa din, I mean, you've mentioned this already, but I just wanna put this again, back to the spotlight. Kasi aside from your physical efforts, aside from your mental efforts, you're also exerting financial efforts on the printing, yung mga transpo ninyo. Tapos, syempre, kailangan ninyong magpa-swab test every now and then. So, lahat po ito ay somehow, no? Somehow, medyo nasasagasaan din po ang ating mga kanya-kanyang budget. Because again, for the love of education, for the love of providing for our learners. Kasi I mean I can only infer, no. I would assume that there are also some learners who cannot even afford to pay for whatever, no. Meron silang mga kailangan, for example, mga notebook pa rin nila, ganyan, mga 'di ba? I mean, some of their parents, na-mention kanina Miss Cherry, hindi marunong magsulat at magbasa. So some of them maybe are really having a hard life, no, at this point. So talagang somehow, syempre, as teachers, ito pa po yung isa pang remarkable characteristic ng isang teacher. Hindi po natitiis ng teacher ang mga estudyante nila. Lalong-lalo na kapag nakikita nilang sobrang passionate yung mga bata. Tama, sir, di ba? Pag
Yes,
nakita
yes.
nating very passionate ang learner, kulang na lang pati yung matrikula, ikaw na magbayad. Kapag ka nakita mo sobrang mahal niya yung pag-aaral niya, 'di ba? Ganun tayo, sir, no?
No,
As
even in
as
even
supporter of
in
education.
even in the old normal, no, teachers, you expect teachers
Yes.
for having a very compassionate heart. No, especially, no,
Yes.
pag yung mga learners, not only in our school but in far-flung schools, when they see students or pupils going to school without merienda, without lunch, teachers
Yeah.
will get money from their pocket because
Mm.
itong mga learners naman, they are actually treated as the real children na
Yes, that's
even the
true.
old normal. And I'm very fortunate also in our school, no? We have also students that are, I mean, they belong to economically struggling family, but they have the
Mm.
brain, they have the passion, they have the
Yes.
brain, they have the determination to finish their school, but financially they cannot afford, he cannot afford it. The school now is taking, I mean, scholarship. No, they're taking that
Mm.
I mean they are getting that learner and make it as a scholar of the school. Ililibre yan ang snacks niya in school in lunch. That's why our school is very supportive also of unfortunate and marginalized learners that are dedicated and determined.
Yes.
Okay, not only our school, they are. I mean, you expect
Yes.
100% of teachers they are doing that because teachers they possess the heart of a pastor, the heart of a heart of a father and a mother. So you expect
That's
that from
true.
teachers.
That's true, that's true. I totally agree. I mean, sobrang dami ko rin mga naging teachers na talagang kaya din talagang na-inspire din ako maging ano, alam mo 'yun, teachers always have this ano, significant impact sa buhay ng mga bata. As in, I mean, I wouldn't be like this, I wouldn't have this confidence if I wasn't also raised by a teacher. If my teachers when I was young, hindi sila supportive din sa akin, I wouldn't be like this. I really owe everything that I am right now because of my teachers, because of my mentors, the ones who came before me. Lahat po yan. Kaya talagang kumbaga hindi mabubuo tong mundong to or hindi to tatakbo, hindi gagalaw yung mundo kung wala yung mga teachers. Kaya talagang saludo po tayo sa lahat ng mga teachers, lalong-lalo na po sa mga nire-risk ang buhay nila every single day din para lang maitawid ang pag-aaral din ng ating mga estudyante. So, let's be kinder, especially po sa mga panay ang bash. Ano ba? Tigilan natin yung pambabash. Okay, dapat magtulungan po tayo para maitawid po natin pag-aaral ng lahat ng mga bata. Dapat walang batang maiwanan kahit na po ongoing ang COVID, dapat po walang batang maiwanan sa education. Dapat lahat pa rin po ay makapag-aral. Ayan. So sir, of course, our closing question for tonight will be kasi my page is really so much about inspiring, cheering, and empowering people. So one of the things also, of course, aside from informing people, raising an awareness, ganyan, my closing question for you tonight is, ano po yung pwede ninyong ma-share na advice or any motivational words that you can share to fellow teachers who are also struggling at this point in time?
Yes, for my fellow teachers, no, especially struggling this time during the pandemic. Nahihirapan tayo, but I believe, no, I believe, as I mentioned a while back, you have the resiliency, you have the creativity in your heart. Uh, take that, no, take that and live that and make that as a foundation of our service for our Filipino learners. And then and of course, as we protect our physical health, we also invest time to work for our mental health. Okay? Nakakalungkot din na marami na ring teachers na ano to, medyo nagka-problema and at the same time may nag-end na nga ng life niya because of uncontrolled stress na meron siya.
Yeah,
And yun po, magpuhunan din tayo sa mental health because mental health is equally significant as the physical health. Tama, sabi nga nila, pag may sakit sa kalingkingan, apektado ang buong katawan. But
that's true.
similar also, that when you are not disposed mentally, it affects the disposition of the body, the physical. That is why take good care of ourselves. Alam ko, we are resilient and we are creative. But there are moments of our time or of our day na we stop and before we close our eyes during the night, dito pa natin nararamdaman yung bigat ng responsibilidad na most of the time we question our purpose, why we are tired, why we feel distressed, why despite of our efforts and sacrifice, hindi tayo recognize. And at the same time, bakit sobrang pagod tayo that even reaching the stage of burning out. Please, stay strong lang and be conscious of yourself, be conscious of your mental health. Then, find time to relax, okay? Treat yourself, okay? Number one, dito sa pandemic kasi, ang binigay ng pandemya is a strong sense of isolation. Please, no?
Yes,
Find time to connect to people, even in our
that's
learners,
true.
even to our parents, no? Do not allow isolation to destroy our disposition. That is
That's
why,
true.
please, virtually connect to your friends, connect to our friends, talk to our friends, treat your fellow workers as a family. And please, as we also check, give give self care, we also extend our love to our learners. Our learners are in dire need of our monitor and coaching and supervising capacity and aspects. So reach out to our learners also. And tulad ng palagi kong sinasabi, importante na maging open tayo sa isa't isa. Okay?
That's true.
Be open to your school head, open to your fellow teachers, and open to parents, no? So that we can start building our school as a community wherein we feel the spirit of family and we feel the spirit of care and love. And with that, no, whatever pandemic that will come across our journey, definitely our foundation is stand strong that no virus can defeat it. No? So, yun lang po. Maraming salamat for this time.
Thank you, Sir Efren. That's so heartfelt. Thank you so much for that. And of course, I really have to agree with you. A wrong sense of isolation. That's true, but we should really stay connected. Sobrang mahirap po na i-isolate natin yung sarili natin kasi remember, this is not something that's normal. Although it's called a new normal, but we can also, reach out to people. Kahit virtual lang, reach out. We have to. It's a basic human need to interact with people. Okay. Again, thank you so much, Sir Efren. I also would like to invite people to again get in touch with us, lalong-lalo na po sa mga teachers who are watching right now. Please feel free to send me a message. There are a lot of people behind this channel. Marami pong supporters ang channel na to. Kung kailangan po ninyo ng kausap na wala pong judgment, this is a safe space for you. Marami po ang supporters ng channel na to na nasa ano din po behind the scenes, na willing din pong tumulong. Kung kailangan po ninyo ng mga psychologist, ganyan, you can definitely reach out to me. I will connect you with the people who are supporting this page. And also, syempre, personally, I really feel for all the teachers. As I've mentioned earlier in the show, I also belong to a family of teachers. I'm also an educator myself. And kung kailangan din po ninyo sa inyong mga schools po, nasan man po kayo sa Pilipinas who are watching right now, mga teachers po, kung kailangan po ninyo ng speaker din po along motivation, please feel free to get in touch with me through my channel po. Obviously it's free. I'm really giving out my passion and my advocacy for encouraging people amidst the pandemic. Please get in touch with me through my Facebook page. Welcome ko po kayong lahat. We should definitely help each other amidst this pandemic. So from one educator to another, thank you so much po, Sir Efren. Thank you so much po sa lahat ng nanood. And gusto ko lang din pong i-post yung mga nagpapasalamat po sa show. From Sir Joseph, salamat Sir Efren sa time na ibinigay ninyo at sa makabuluhang pagbahagi ng inyong kaalaman at karanasan. God bless po. Ayan, of course, from Miss Cherry, congrats my beloved husband. I love you so much. Ang sweet naman ni ma'am. Thank you, thank you. From Miss Nita, from ma'am, thank you so much. Stay safe always. Kaya natin ito. We will end the school year that we indebted are still with sanity. That's correct. Thank you so much, ma'am. I totally agree. Sir Emmanuel Maglasang, pwede po next guest, Miss Ice. Oh, wow. Thank you for that. Definitely on our list. Ayan. Ma'am Nita Gala Paloga, next speaker. Ayan, thank you. Sobrang thank you. Alam niyo, dapat 1 hour lang, sir. Sir Efren, yung ating,
Yes,
pasensya
yes.
na-extend yung ating talk. Kasi natuwa po talaga ako na napag-uusapan natin yung mga bagay na hindi masyadong napapansin sa mainstream media. And again, to all of our audience, especially to those who watch, who stay, thank you for your support. And also, again, please do not hesitate to get in touch with us, lalo na po sa channel na to. You are free to talk about the topics that you have in mind. Kung gusto po ninyo mag-volunteer, mag-talk on this show, definitely get in touch with us. Kasi every day po meron po tayong iba't ibang topics. So sa mga, lalo na po sa kung first time po ninyong manood, panoorin po ninyo from Monday to Friday, meron po tayong iba't ibang topics. So if you want to be a guest, please reach out kasi itong page mong ito hindi po para sa akin. Although marami po akong natututunan kaka-interview ko, nakakatuwa. Pero syempre ang page pong ito ay ginawa talaga para sa inyo. Ayan, Sir Efren, na-mention ko to sa studio kanina. Ginawa ko talaga tong channel na to para mas makaano tayo, mas maka-inspire tayo, lalong-lalo na ngayon. Kailangan natin ng motivation every single day. Thank you so much. And again, we will also like to thank Miss Evie. Thank you so much for your support. Ayan, congratulations, Sir Efren, Miss Ice, for this wonderful episode. Okay, thank you, Miss Evie, for making this possible and for connecting me with wonderful people like Sir Efren. Thank you so much po. Sir Efren, again, heartfelt gratitude. Maraming salamat. Saludo po ako sa inyo at sa inyong mga kasamahan sa inyong school at sa inyong region at sa inyong mga estudyante. Kung gusto rin po nilang manood ng nakaka-inspire, pwede po silang mag-check ng page na to. Ayan, para mas ma-inspire din sila
Yes, Ma'am Ice.
para matupad yung mga pangarap nila.
Yes, Ma'am
Ano
Ice.
po?
Can I? Yes, thank you very much. Also, my pleasure to be part of this advocacy. No, uh, we think also. No, I would like to recognize also the effort of our parents. No, especially during this
Yes,
pandemic, they are actually modern heroes. They are they take some of our responsibilities for their children, no, and we give them our heartfelt gratitude for being there with their children, especially this time.
yes,
Nahihirapan po sila, but they're trying
that's
their
true.
best. Alam mo,
Yes,
getting the module and retrieving the module, it takes tremendous sacrifice on their part. And of
grabe din.
course, I would like to please allow me to congratulate also and to recognize also all our learners, especially this pandemic.
Yes,
No, you are indeed great learners. No, same similar to us, teachers, parents. You are all creative and resilient in your own way. My advice is okay lang po na nai-stress kayo. It's okay not to be okay, but make sure na if you feel that you are not okay, treat this as normal reaction of the body, and do
yes,
not feel much on it because it's a waste of time if you entertain them. So stress is normal. What you do is think of coping skills that will help you overcome this stress. Not
yes,
only to you learners, but also to parents who are struggling this time, and also to my fellow teachers. Maraming salamat po. Sana po ligtas tayo, at sana po matapos na itong pandemya para kita-kita tayo sa paaralan na kung saan may matutunan ng bonggang-bongga at mas makikilala pa natin ang isa't isa. Our prayer, kasama ko ang buong kaguruan, na sana bumalik na po sa sa old normal, because
that's
this
true.
is where we can deliver a perfect learning to everyone. Thank you very much. May God bless you all.
Thank you, Sir Efren. Thank you so much. And again, saludo po tayong lahat sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta sa mga estudyante natin, magulang, mga teachers, LGUs po natin, at lahat ng mga nasa paligid. Again, it takes a village to raise a child, and it takes an entire country to support the education of every single student in this country. No student should be left behind. And because of that, again, everyone, lahat po tayo, magtulong-tulong po tayo para po sa ating mga estudyante. Remember, the youth is the hope of our country. So talagang tulungan po natin sila, lalong-lalo na po ngayon at sa mga nahihirapan. And also, meron po tayong mga sponsors na some of them are also watching right now. Kung gusto po ninyo mag-reach out for helping students, lalong-lalo na po yung mga nasa far-flung areas, please get in touch with this page so that I can also endorse you to our guests, and of course to our yung mga schools pong yung mga students po na kailangan din po nila ng assistance. So ayan po. Thank you so much everyone, and again, aantayin po ulit natin ang isa pang #Serbisyo Sabado next week. Ay, ang dami po palang nagme-message. Ayan, i-flash lang po natin. Hello, Dog. Thank you so much. I'm not sure what time is it there. So, good evening from our time zone. Thank you so much for that. From Miss April. Thank you po from STO Rizal. Ayan. And of course, nakikita ko na yung mga next kong guest. Andyan na po sila sa audience. See you po on the next #Serbisyo Sabado. Please feel free to share this video para din po makatulong din po tayo sa ating mga learners and even sa parents para mas maliwanagan din po sila sa kwento ng mga estudyante at ng mga teachers at ng mga parents ngayong panahon ng pandemya. Again, stay safe, stay healthy, keep on praying, lalo-lalo sa mga students. Don't pressure yourself too much. Everything will be better soon. God bless you all. Bye. See you again. Thank you.